I think my earliest conversation with someone about the Muse was Madison Smart Bell. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Madison, but Madison grew up in Franklin, in Davidson County, and I think he was a Montgomery Bell Academy graduate, if I remember correctly, because I know he had art classes with Louise LaQuire. And he and Alan were like this. They grew up together, they were best friends. I've always found that fascinating that one of the best artists in the region and one of the better known writers from the region were childhood buddies. But I asked Alan Madison once why it took him so long to write about the South. All of his early books were placed in New York, cities, big urban kind. He didn't grow up that way. And his response surprised me. He said, I had to be away in order to see it. And I thought, what? You know, that moment of, what is he talking about? And he needed that distance so that he could separate from the emotion and the close connection and see it more clearly. I found it fun that Kathy Pelletier, who grew up in Maine, was living in Nashville and writing about Maine. And then it made sense. It came together. She came here to write about the people she grew up with and the place she knew. He left and went to New York to write about what he knew best. But only from a distance. They needed that distance. Did not speak with her, but someone that comes to mind recently from my little book club with Peggy is we were reading short stories by Eudora Welty. And Eudora Welty in The Worn Path was asked how she got that idea. And she said it was because one day when she worked for the WPA, she was driving along and she saw this elderly black lady walking across this field. And she thought, what about that lady? What about her life? What is she thinking? What is her story when she wrote The Worn Path? About a lady going through the forest, very elderly. Fascinating how that developed, or I was fascinated by that. One of her other short stories that's very well known, Why I Live at the P.O. Actually, that's another vision. She was in a little rural post office, and she caught a glimpse of a woman in the back room ironing. And it gave her the idea that maybe some people do their life's work for people. And what would that be like? So that story developed. So the Muse, I think, from different writers, comes in many different ways, many different times. I think there are other ways of distance. I don't think place and being away from the place is always the thing. I think a lot of it has to do with distancing emotionally. You think about how many books, how many great books have you read? And it was about their past. Truman Capote's Christmas Story, a memory of his childhood. Some of his best characters came from those times. And I think a lot of writers do that. They go back and think about their place. They think about the people they knew. But they have to have time to capture them, to get them down.
That reminds me, I actually got to go away from home, and I recognize this exactly because I didn't know I had an accent until I went to UVA, and I had Northern Virginians, and then I didn't, and then I went to DC and Colorado, and so then in Colorado I wrote a lot about it, and then it was like a part of my identity in this nice way. Like it felt like that was something that I could hold on to so far away. And now being back here, well, I don't know if I am still writing about the South because it's But maybe by going away and then coming back to it, you can write about it. You see it, you've got that distant perspective. Because I think of Amy Césaire is a Martinican poet, and he wrote this beautiful notebook, just a compilation of different thoughts that he had about Martinique and the land. And he talks about the sort of deserted hideousness of its sores. I mean, he talks about it like he sees it. He sees the ugliness of the place, but he also gets tinged with all this beauty and fondness that he has for it too. And so it's that conflict that he holds after going away, being in Paris for a while, and coming back to it. So yeah, I think travel, gives you perspective on it, and yeah, that just the sense of nativity is a big one for where writing can come from. Wherever the seed is, though. I mean, I think I learned a lot from Dorothy Allison, actually, because I'm even thinking now, I've got her voice in my head, because she said, it doesn't matter why. Like, when she sat down to write her most famous, perhaps, book, Bastard Out of Carolina, I mean, she didn't tell us this directly, but she said, if you start out with, like, revenge as your goal, that's fine. The text will redeem you. The text will redeem you. Let you sort of pour your anger, pour your resentment, pour that out onto the page, and then let the text sort of do the work of processing for you. And so I think, maybe your work is something beautiful, like your nativity and your, where you've come from. And maybe it's, I don't know, people can really come from anywhere with it, as long as there's a little seed of light that you care, And I think, for me anyway, where that comes from is that someone will see it. That's changed. It hasn't always been there. It has been that I would sort of discover something, learn something new about myself. And right now where it is, that it goes directly into someone else's hand and they've laid their eyes on it. And it's changing my world considerably to have, this immediate publication that you can send things out. You don't have to wait on it because I'm not as patient as I would like. And so, but that somebody that you have a real life audience and that you're in correspondence with them. So writing groups and being in conversation with other people who can, keep that fire alive.